Think about the last time you walked through your high school hallway at 3 in the morning. The familiar lockers look different under the flickering fluorescent hum. Every footstep echoes with a weight that feels far too heavy for just one person. You are in a place you know by heart, yet everything feels fundamentally wrong. Your heart rate begins to climb as you reach the corner. There is an irrational urge to run, even though you know the building is empty. You are experiencing the psychological phenomenon of a liminal space. Welcome to the threshold of your own mind. The word liminal comes from the Latin word limen, which means a threshold. These are spaces of transition, designed only to get you from point A to point B. Think of a deserted airport terminal at 4 a.m., or a long, carpeted hotel corridor that seems to stretch into infinity. These places are not destinations, they are the gaps between them. We are biologically programmed to move through these spaces, not to linger in them. When you stop in a place meant for movement, your brain experiences functional disorientation. It is as if the software of your mind is trying to process a location that has no purpose. Your brain is a sophisticated prediction machine. It survives by anticipating what should happen next based on your environment. It expects an airport to be filled with the roar of crowds and the smell of coffee. It expects a school to be vibrating with the energy of thousands of students. When that expectation is met with absolute, sterile silence, a conflict occurs. This is known as cognitive dissonance. The reality in front of your eyes does not match the map in your head. In this state, silence does not feel like peace, it feels like a threat. The quiet is unnatural, and your brain interprets that lack of noise as a warning. It is the same feeling you get in a perfectly clean house that feels too clinical to live in. We have discussed before how your environment directly dictates your emotional state. But liminal spaces take this a step further by entering the architectural Uncanny Valley. The Uncanny Valley is usually used to describe robots that look almost human, but not quite. When something is nearly perfect but slightly off, it triggers a deep sense of revulsion. Liminal spaces are the physical version of this effect. They look like real places, but they feel like a simulation or a dream. The lighting is often too yellow, the carpets too clean, and the air too still. It feels like a glitch in the Matrix, or a video game level where the NPCs haven't loaded yet. We do not fear the unknown as much as we fear the familiar placed in the wrong context. A playground is joyful at noon, but it is haunting at midnight under a single street lamp. This displacement of time and purpose creates a feeling of being trapped in a loop. You start to wonder if the next hallway will be exactly the same as the last. This fear is rooted in our most ancient survival instincts. In a long hallway with dozens of closed doors, your field of vision is severely limited. Your primal brain is constantly scanning for predators that could be hiding behind any of those doors. The fight or flight response is not a choice, it is a reflex. In an open, empty space like a mall after hours, you feel exposed. You are vulnerable because there is nowhere to hide, while a potential threat could be anywhere. This creates a state of hypervigilance where every small sound is magnified. The hum of the air conditioner becomes a low growl. The shadow of a fire extinguisher becomes a crouching figure. Your brain is trying to protect you by imagining the worst-case scenario. It is telling you that you do not belong here. You are a guest in a space that was never meant to be inhabited by a soul. But there is a strange beauty in this discomfort. Feeling afraid in a liminal space is actually a sign that your brain is working perfectly. It shows that you are highly sensitive to the subtle cues of your environment. Your mind is simply acknowledging that the balance of the world has shifted. So, the next time you find yourself alone in a vast, empty parking garage, or walking through a quiet office building on a Sunday afternoon, do not be ashamed of the chill running down your spine. Take a deep breath and realize it is just your survival instinct saying hello. It is a reminder that you are a creature of purpose and connection. You are meant for the destination, not the journey through the void. Smile at the silence and keep moving forward toward the light. Because the threshold is only scary if you decide to stay there forever. Have you ever encountered a place that felt like it existed outside of time? Maybe it was an old hotel or a basement that never seemed to end. Describe that space in the comments below, and let us explore these mysteries together. If you found this insight valuable, consider subscribing for more psychological explorations. Thank you for walking through the threshold with us today. The world is full of hidden corners, but you never have to face them alone. Stay curious, stay aware, and keep moving toward your destination.